Here we go. Hi guys, you're very welcome along to our initial, our first live stream here on Alpha Omega. So we've got 12 people in the house, or 6 people around. So listen, you're all very, very welcome. This is slightly different than what you're used to, I suppose, on the Big Picture El Panorama. My voice is still a little bit hoarse from last night's marathon down in the market. Seamus Doherty, hello, how are you getting on? Nice to have you in. Hello to Baz, William Sparks, the Outdoor Archer. You're all very welcome. Let me know who you are and where you're from. You know what this channel is about. This channel is all about life in Thailand as an expat. It's a sister channel to the Big Picture El Panorama. That's the main deal. Obviously, that's the biggest one, but I try to keep the content on this as unique as possible. So let me know if you're similar to me, if you're living in Thailand as an expat. You've watched my videos in relation to what makes me angry, what I'm happy with. But basically, a lot of people think that I'm pretty negative about Thailand. It's not that. I'm just giving it to you as it is. I mean, as I experienced it. And there's a lot of things in living here that really annoy me. I mean, there's a lot of things about my hometown, living in my hometown, you know yourself, that really annoy me. And you're annoyed. I was just watching a video there about Weston-super-Mare. I don't know what the name of the guy is that's doing it in the UK. The place is falling apart and all the locals are really negative about it. You can't compare Bangkok with Weston-super-Mare. But I'll just say that there's certain aspects of life here that really, really annoy me. You know yourself, the traffic, number one. I'm not going to moan about that stuff, but that's the essence of what this channel is. And Rain Blood 123. You ever been to the Philippines, mate? No, I've never been. I've never been to the Philippines. It was a kind of a toss-up when I decided to leave home. I had some money in my pocket and I could have gone anywhere, basically. The reason I chose Thailand is why most people chose Thailand or choose Thailand, I suppose. It's relatively cheap. It's extremely safe place to be. And the weather, obviously. And of course the women. I mean, they're the major draw. If I want to put it in an order of preference, I'd say the weather first, the women second, the affordability. Well, yeah, and the safety. The safety be up there as well. Peter Olsen, are you walking down to the market? No, again, on this channel, it's a different setup to the Big Picture. I'd like to keep it completely different because it's a different channel. I've done the odd video from Wigwang Market during the day, but not in the same theme. It's not talking to girls. It's eating in a restaurant or showing you what's what. But let me know what pisses you off. That's it. I mean, this is what I talk about all the time on Alpha Omega. The things that really get up my nose. I'll tell you a story that happened to me within the last couple of days. I was going to make a video about it, but I didn't think it would merit a full video. So Rain and Blood 123. Good point about the safety. Get very sticky here. That's what I heard. I heard that Manila, for example, if I was to do the videos that I do with the Big Picture El Panorama in Manila, I'd have to be careful where I go. Not saying it'd be impossible, but there's areas where you can't go. In 11 years in Bangkok, I haven't encountered myself personally anywhere where I cannot go or I could not go with a camera. I mean, literally, the camera is on a tripod, and it's very obvious. It's expensive stuff, so that's a big draw. But I'll tell you what happened to me the other day. And I'm not trying to moan about things. Carlton, have you ever considered to feed some street cat? A lot of people do that. You get women going around here with plastic bags full of rice, wherever they get it from. But and the cats flock to these women. You get it usually at the entrance to a temple. And a lot of people do that. I've never considered feeding street cats, not because I don't want it, it's just something that never occurred to me. But just to get back to what I was saying about the thing that really got me. I made a video a long time ago on this channel called Mr. Invisible. And it's the way you're treated here when you're married to a Thai national and when you have even a son. I'll explain. Seamus Doherty, any other Thailand YouTubers you like? I do. And Brett Dev up in Chiang Mai is a good friend of mine. We've met a few times, and he's actually, believe it or not, he sounds like he's from Essex, but he's an Irishman. Believe it or not, his people are from Waterford in the Republic of Ireland. Raina Man, did you go? Yeah, did you go to a fish? Did you go through a monger phase? Not quite sure what you mean. I think I know what you mean. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but all I do is make videos that are come from the heart, and it's how I feel. Where are we? The outdoors archer. What would be your advice to people wanting to start a YouTube channel? Somebody asked me this last night, and I suppose it's fairly simple. Whatever subject you choose, whatever niche you get into, you've got to be interested in it. You've really got to be interested in it, because if you're not interested in it, the days that you don't want to do it, you just won't do it, and your consistency will be affected. So you got to be interested in it. Number one, passionate about it. I go so far as to say passionate about it. That way you won't lose interest. And that way, when you don't want to do it, you'll still find the energy to do it. I mean, I'm passionate about what I do for the big picture, and I do it almost every night. There's nights that I don't want to do it. Monday nights I don't want to do it because the market doesn't, no one sells food in the market, but there's still people there. But I still go down and do it because I'm passionate. So passion is number one. And choose the subject that you like. That's the main thing, and be consistent. That's it. That's basically what you need. Mr. G was in Ayutthaya, and the dogs there wanted chicken, not pork. Picky dogs. Well, they're obviously well fed and well looked after. William Sparks, thanks for all the info on this channel. Your honesty about everything is refreshing. That's why I watch all of your videos on this channel, including about massages, bar girls, and nightlife. Edward, well, I can go into more detail on that kind of stuff now if you want. Seamus Doherty, Edward Sweeney is a gas man. I know Edward Sweeney. I know, I've seen a few of his videos. Carlton, can you do an interview with the temple people? Yeah, that's a good suggestion. There's a lots of people here that live in the temples. The temple provides refuge for a lot of people that have no money. So that's a very good idea. William Sparks says he likes Sweeney's channel. Yeah, but he's a unique. He's got a unique channel there. Rain Blood Bunter Tree. Ed Sweeney really goes up. Shameless, confesses all. Well, fair play to him. John Paul. Hello, John Paul. Is Chewy still around? Yeah, he is. I've seen him now and again, but I don't see him that often. But I'm surprised he's still alive. He is the Shane McGowan of Thailand. That's basically the best way to describe him. Just doesn't look after himself, but he's still around. Just to explain about Mr. Invisible, I was basically, actually, I'll try and keep up with these comments. Thanks very much, lads, for coming in. Seamus Doherty, your Myanmar video was great. You should do a few more of those travels. Well, I will as soon as we get going. Myanmar was for me, it was a joke. It was an absolute joke because I wasn't told. This is Mr. Invisible. This is part of it. I wasn't told until the morning we were going. I knew we were going to Myanmar, but I didn't know that we were going as part of a group tour. And I didn't know that group tour was a religious pilgrimage. I found out in stages. I found out when I got to the airport. I said, what's this? They wanted me to give the passport to the group leader. And I said, but I didn't know it was a group tour. I said, what am I giving my passport to him for? And I was told, reliably told, it was part of a group. I said, oh my God, I got to spend 4 days part of a group being led around, like the Chinese being led around by a tour guide. And that really just got up my nose. And then on the plane, I realized the itinerary was shown to me. It's a religious pilgrimage traveling around temples. Myself and Harry stayed on the bus half the time when they went in to do the temples. No disrespect, but going around temples with a 5-year-old is not something you want to do. Rain and Blood 1, 2, 3. Well, Shane McGowan eventually did pass away. I know that. I saw his funeral going through the streets of Dublin there. John Paul, good description of Chewy. That's an honest description of Chewy. Fitz 778. Are you still having a jar tonight? I'm not. I tell you, I'm on the Raz. I'm on the Raz almost. Not on the Raz, but I'm drinking beer. I can't leave here. I'm drinking beer almost every night, doing the big picture stuff, because it's a reward. You're walking up and down that market for 3 hours a night. I did that 3 hours a night, carrying the where's the camera? I don't know where I put it. It's outside. Carrying the camera and the tripod around, and it's a bit tedious. Having the few cans really helps. It really, really does. If you watched the live stream last night, with more than a few cans, a friend of mine with me, he didn't want to be on camera, but we'd more than a few cans, and then more than a few cans before I started. It kept me going. It kept me going. But after that, I said tonight I'll have a cup of coffee instead, just because I'm going back. I'm back out doing the big picture of El Panorama tomorrow night, and I'll be having a few cans then as well. Marcus, hello Marcus. Have you got any more stories like the smuggling rice one? It was funny. Yeah, I have one or two that I could bring up. I could bring up again. There's one or two. I told one about the ladyboy scam that was really popular. That was every single word of that was 100% true. The rice thing, it was 100% true. It was just a visa run that turned into something unexpected. There was one part of that I didn't include. He asked me to do something else that I refused to do. I can't go into detail on it on YouTube. He asked me to do something else. It was to do with money, and I completely refused to do it. Because I smelled a rat. And that's what made me more suspicious about whatever he was asked me to do in terms of the rice. But the rice was rice at the end of the day. Carlton, have you ever been to Indonesia? What is your thought about the country? I've met some Indonesian. I've never been in Indonesia. I've met some wonderful Indonesian girls. I meet girls from all over the world. And that kind of and Indonesian people in general, it's really enlightened me about the place. I know it's the largest Muslim country in the world. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. It's the largest Muslim country in the world, but I think it's my impression of it is it's more secular. Obviously, it is. It's more secular than other, say, Muslim countries. I'd love to visit. There's places that I've been to. Obviously, been to Myanmar, been to Cambodia, been to Vietnam twice, been to Laos. I've been all around here, but Indonesia not yet. But I'd love to go. The Outdoors Archer. What's the best camera for vlogging? Well, I use a Canon M50 Mark II. The reason why it's an entry-level camera and it does the job. I don't have the original lens. I actually have the box here. Oh, look right now in the box. I can't leave. But I had to buy. I'll just give you the measurements. The lens. If you're interested in photography, that's the lens I use for for all my videos on this channel, and it's a wide angle. So that was about $250, $300 for that, because that's not the kit lens. But that's the lens I use, and it's a Canon M50, and that's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend not using the kit lens. Get yourself a wide-angle lens, because that way you can get close to the subject. They seem far away, and your audio is better because the microphone is close. If you've got the kit lens, you got to get really close to the subject. Or sorry, you got to get really far away from the subject to get them all in, and therefore your microphone is further away. So with a wide-angle lens, your audio is better. And the Canon M50 Mark II, I'd recommend. You can get them for $700 now. I have two of them. I have a backup one. Keep it real. Hello, Tim. How are you getting on? Good to have you on board. Tim is in Canada. Seamus Doherty, Malaysia was nice, but a lot more reserved than Thailand. I'd imagine that, because it's isn't that Muslim as well? Malaysia. It's got a mixture. The guy the guy who followed me around, he was with me on the live stream last night. He's from Malaysia. But I was asking them, do they have much? There's not much in Kuala Lumpur like Bangkok. I've never been, but I wouldn't. From what I hear, Kuala Lumpur wouldn't be somewhere you compare. Even Ho Chi Minh. When I was in Ho Chi Minh, you have to go looking for that kind of thing. And Bangkok is in your face; everyone knows it. But in Ho Chi Minh, you kind of have to. I found that area, but it was a lot toned down than Bangkok. A lot more sleazy actually than Bangkok. Where are we? Yes. LK Bart 1. Where can I recycle aluminium cans For if you're in Bangkok, there's any number of recycling. I won't call them depots. They're private businesses. The people have no money. You'll see them going around with trolleys and everything else, collecting cans out of the bins and plastic bottles and cardboard, and they go off down. I actually had my rear suspension replaced on my car, and when it was replaced by Toyota, they put the old suspension in the boot, and I did a stupid thing. I brought it down to the recycling place, and I got less than 300 baht for it. That's the metal. But if I had sold it as a rear suspension, I would have got an awful lot more. It was one of the most stupid things I ever did. But there are plenty of recycling places. All you've got to do, just got to follow the guys that are going around with the cans and cardboard and bottles, and you find it. Tim, you're leaving Canada. Where are you off to? If you're coming over here, we'll have a pint. William Sparks, Ho Chi Minh is fun, but only happy massages. Couldn't find more. But there you go. I wasn't there for two. I was there twice. Was it twice? I was there twice. And it was only for about 3 days. So it didn't really have time. I was in District 1. I didn't really have time to get really into it. I met a guy, what was he? Israeli guy, actually. And he brought me around a few bars that were owned by foreigners. And bar was owned by an English fella. And it was similar to Bangkok, but not the same. It was similar, but not the same. Can you show us the amulets that you have around your neck? Okay. A lot of people remark on these. So they're a bit fuzzy. Hang on, I'm doing this in the camera in reverse. These were got in a Utia. And I think it's this one. So this one here. Sorry, I was eating something earlier on. I don't know what I was doing. But these were gotten in Utia a good few years ago. And whenever I come through Thai immigration, the immigration officers pay attention to these. They actually look at them and they talk. More than one occasion, people have stopped me and remarked on these. My wife knows there's some Buddhist religious significance. Where are we now? Yeah, it's Crazy Fish. Hello, Crazy Fish. Evening, one and all. Good evening to you. Keep it real. Trip to Nepal first for some mountaineering. Good for you. Good for you. I was talking to a guy from Nepal the other day. Indeed, I asked him where they celebrating the Chinese New Year, but they don't do it in Nepal. They have a different calendar. They're still Buddhist, but they're slightly different. Seamus Doherty. Hanoi is a fantastic city, proper old feel to it, completely different to Bangkok. Yeah, I'd imagine. The climate's a lot different as well. That's the kind of thing you'd want to get into, a place with real character. You see, one thing about Bangkok has character, I suppose, but does Bangkok have a soul? This is a question. This is a question more than a statement. I often ask myself this question. Where I'm from has a soul. You've got the center of the city, and you've got the characters, and you've got the architecture. But you see, in Bangkok, and forgive me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, where do you find traditional Thai architecture? It's like hen's teeth. There's a few YouTubers that go around in more detail than this on this subject, but most of the buildings are, I won't say makeshift. The old ones are not particularly built to last, let's say. And most of the other buildings are modern office blocks. Apart from the train station, the main train station, the temples, there might be probably other buildings, but does Bangkok have a soul? That's it. If you want to say Sukhumvit is the center, is that the soul of Bangkok? I don't think so. Bangkok is a collection of villages, because every district, like Sutisan or Sapang Kwai or Rangkampeng or even Wigwang. Wigwang is a village. It's got the village feel. It's got the temple and the canal running through it. It's a real village feel. Fantastic city. John Paul, the last safe thing in Thailand is some of your fellow expats. Did you ever get scammed or really get scammed by a fellow? I did. I won't, obviously not going to mention names. When I first came here, I had a few bob for myself to get started. And a friend that I thought I'd known him in a previous life working in the Middle East. basically, I won't go with the whole story. It's long and boring. But at the end of the day, he asked me for $2,000, and I never got it back. Was it $2,000? No, in actual fact, he got $3,000. He asked for two, he got three. And when I gave him the three, he disappeared. That's it. He just disappeared. So that was a scam. It was a complete scam. Never got it back. And Jeffrey Archer, hello to you, Jeffrey. Good to have you on board. The Outdoors Archer, what is the cost of fuel? It's about 33 Thai baht, 34 Thai baht for the gasohol. That's what I used, gasohol 91. So you're looking at $1, the region of $1 per liter for gasoline. I don't know what diesel is, but that's gasoline is in the region of $1. John Paul at Crazy Fish. Good evening, Crazy Fish. And it's Crazy Fish. Good evening, John Paul. William Sparks. Not impressed with Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, well, that's what I said. Like, it's a Muslim place. I know it's secular, like it's not strictly Muslim, but I wouldn't say there's a lot to be doing in terms of nightlife. That's my impression. If you're expecting to what you get in Bangkok, or maybe even Ho Chi Minh, or maybe even, I tell you, a great place, Vientiane and Laos. Oh, small, very, very. If you're talking about a quaint place to be with a real nice feel to it, Vientiane. I remember I went to a bar there. It was a roundy bar. A lot of the expats were. I don't know what it's called, but I had a great couple of nights there doing a visa run. I had a lovely few nights, and because it was French, you get this French feel to the place. One of the main thoroughfares has this thing like the Arc de Triomphe. You probably know what I mean. It's a lovely place. Where are we now? Seamus Doherty. I thought I had a bad not getting €50 back from a friend, but there you go. I was done for $3,000. $3,000. It was my own stupidity, but that's the way it goes. Bobby Crush. How many miles can a 125cc moped do on a litre of fuel? Oh my goodness. A lot, because I know I see them filling up. They fill up for about 100 baht, 200 baht. It's for nothing. It really is. But I have an electric motorcycle, if you want to call it a motorcycle. But I honestly don't know. I haven't had a proper motorcycle in Thailand since I've been here. I just drive. But it's dirt cheap. It's dirty cheap. William Sparks, thanks for the Vientiane. 1 second. Hang on a second. Bring this up so I can read it. Yeah. So thanks for the Vientiane. I haven't been there for 20 years. Yeah. Well, that's if I was to have a favorite place. The only thing about Laos is it's landlocked. There's no beaches, you see. And that's the only thing. That's probably why Laos doesn't have half the. Probably is the reason why it doesn't have half the tourism as Thailand does. I mean, Thailand's got it all. I mean, it really has. I mean, it's a vast country. It's a huge population. You could say the same for Vietnam, but Vietnam is a fair way to go before it catches up with Thailand. I think Thailand is the quintessential holiday destination in Southeast Asia. You ask anybody, you know yourself. Seamus Doherty. Okay. Bobby Crush, how many? Sorry, I had that. Seamus Doherty. I like the Phoenix Park cracking nightlife. Or sorry, Phoenix Park, Phnom Penh. What am I doing? I like Phnom Penh. I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Phnom Penh. It'd be a scaled down version of Bangkok. But what's the population of Cambodia? 15 million. So I don't know what the population of Phnom Penh, because it was actually annihilated during the rule of your man Pol Pot. That's why it's got a population of 15 million. When you got Thailand with 69 million, 67 million. Vietnam 80 million. Myanmar, it's a lot. I'm not sure, 40, 50 million. But Laos is small, 6 million, small country, but Cambodia was annihilated and they've only got 15 million people. And therefore, what I've seen of Phnom Penh just on videos and stuff like that, it looks very nice and sedate and a lot quieter than Bangkok. I could be wrong. crazy. But where is your fave place in Thailand for a holiday? Hope you are keeping well and continue to do more live streams and studio. Thank you very much. The favorite place in Thailand. How do I? Let me. I'd have to think about this very quickly, but I know I have. I'd have to say for holiday, the Portuguese part of Phuket. A lot of my wife didn't even know she's Thai, but you know the Portuguese came to Phuket 500 years ago and they built this Sino. Is it Sino? Is it Chinese Portuguese section of Phuket? It's like Lisbon. You walk through the streets. It's lovely. That's a lovely place to go. I went to a pizzeria there. You could have been in Italy or Portugal. You could have been in Europe. Had a coffee. There was a French lady who owned a cafe, and the interior was just decked out like 1920s Paris or whatever. It's lovely. That's actually Bangkok or Thailand's best kept secret. One of the best kept secrets. They don't publicize that at all, but they have this section of Phuket that is a million light years away from where all the tourists go, and that's only less than a kilometer away. Have a look at it. It's the Portuguese quarter of Phuket. It's a nice place to go. John Paul, did you okay? Okay. Agreed, Shane. William says to Shane disagrees. John Paul, did you ever give any more thought about doing meetups or walking tours? You certainly know Bangkok better than most and would be a great wingman. I haven't really, because I have 3 channels on YouTube. I've got this one, obviously the big picture, and can't even say it, big picture El Panorama, BPEP2. And I do something else during the day as well. So there's a lot on the plate, but I'd love to get a bit of collaboration going. Absolutely. Where are we? Crazy. It's 136 million. Is it? 136 in population. Cambodia is absolutely crazy. The girls are there. The girls there are very different to the Thais. Most conservative, in my opinion. Well, thanks for the feedback on that. I didn't know. I'm Myanmar girl. I met a few Myanmar girls here, and the Myanmar girls speak a lot better English. I've noticed that when I was in Yangon, the majority of the people that I spoke with had some English. And obviously, the majority of the people you speak with in Bangkok don't have good English. But the younger generation of the girls I speak to do. LK Bart 1. What is your opinion on Hoi Hin for holidays? I wouldn't go. I've been there oodles of times. The beach is, from my opinion, the beach is nothing to write home about. It just doesn't do it for me. A lot of people like it. There's a good few YouTubers down there, but you know, it's horses for courses. But in my opinion, I didn't like Hoi Hin because of the beach. The beach. If I was on the coast, if I was in Pattaya, I'd go because of the beach. That's the attraction. If I was in Phuket, the same thing. That's why people go there. But Hoi Hin would be last. If I was given the choice, Pattaya, Phuket, or Hoi Hin would be last on my list. Lumpini Live, the old town in Phuket. That's it. There's the Portuguese part of it. Rain and Blood 1 to 3. Malaysia also has Portuguese descendants as well. I didn't know that. Well, obviously the Portuguese were over this neck of the woods, and they had their influence. Do you know the Portuguese word for tea is cha, and it comes from Mandarin Chinese, and the Thai word for tea is cha, and that also comes from Mandarin Chinese. So there you go. Malaysia also. Okay, Jim Craig, does your missus ever smile? She doesn't look happy tonight. Just her personality, just the way she is. She's always been like that. You're not the first person to ask me that question. She doesn't appear on camera ever. She's a private person. She never wants to engage with YouTube. She doesn't even watch my videos on YouTube. Doesn't watch any of my videos. She just a private person. That's all I'll say. But don't get the wrong impression. That's just a facial expression. It's just the way she is. It's crazy. It's crazy fish. 136 is the street Sorry. I was a bit confused because I saw PP, a top population. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize that's the place to go. 133 is the street name in Cambodia. Seamus Doherty, Hoi Hin Beach is disgusting. Well, there you go. I didn't want to say it because I haven't spent significant time there. I've been there frequently, but I didn't spend a long time. Anytime I went there, there was no one on the beach. There's actually a video on, is it, God, if I find it, I'll put it up in a community post on this. I did a video from Hoi Hin on the beach. If I find it, I'll put it up in a community post here on this channel. I'll have a look for, when this stream ends, and I'll stick it up, and you can have a look at it for yourselves. It was during COVID, which probably isn't a good representation, but you'll get an idea of the beach anyway. I'm discussing. William Sparks, your honesty is what makes the channel so good. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's sometimes if I don't put a video for a couple of days because I've nothing to say, and something will happen, and then it'll motivate me. Like bringing Harry to school the other day, and the guy on the wrong side of the road. I mean, that was nuts, and that really drives me crazy. Even when I was making the video and I was talking, a guy came up and I put the arrow to show what he was doing, and another guy came up on the footpath. But that kind of carry on. You see, when that thing happen, when those things happen, it's all good and well if you want to do it, but it affects you. If you hit him, you're snookered. And if you cause any significant damage to him, even if he's on the wrong side of the road, you're going to get it. And that's the thing. And that's why it's so annoying. Where are we? Seamus said, Cha is meant to be nice. Cha What is Cha? I know you're talking about tea. Cha Oh, I heard that before. Cha Where? Remind me what Cha is. It's meant to be nice. Carlton, there's a lot of marijuana shops in Thailand. What is your opinion? Okay, I'll give you my honest opinion on marijuana shops. I took marijuana for the first time in Jamaica. I was on holidays there in 1993 with the lads, and we were in Montego Bay in a bar and went in Rome. So myself, my man, I was a smoker at that time. I was on 20 Marlboro a day, so it was, wasn't nothing to do with the fact that I wasn't able to smoke them. But he gave us one joint that was about the size of a tampon. It was a big bloody thing. And of course, me being a smoker, stupid. I'd never tried this stuff before. And within 30 seconds, I started hallucinating, and I became totally paranoid. And it spoiled the next 2 days. I had to go back to the hotel room, hide my head under the pillow. I just thought I can't explain what it was like. And it happened to me again in Holland about 10 years later, because I thought that was just a fluke. But I took marijuana again, and it happened again. Some people with marijuana or cannabis, whatever you want to call it, they have a I get a psychosis when I take that. And if you look it up, some people have this problem where they develop they have a psychotic event when they take it. And if you continue to use cannabis, apparently, I don't know, but some people say that I was suffering from, I was totally paranoid. And you read about this paranoid schizophrenia. Well, that's the kind of realm that I felt I was in when I took the stuff. So I've never gone into a cannabis shop in Thailand for that reason, and I don't touch the stuff. Where are we here? Korean also has tea as cha. There you go. So it's the Mandarin influence. Cha is Pechenbri 25. Sorry. That's why I know it's familiar. Okay. Were we in Cha? I think we were. I'm sure we were. That's why the name was familiar. That's Cha. I'm sure we were. Lumpany Live, 2:30 a.m. down in Australia. My UK mates having a ball in Bangkok, sending me crazy. Yeah, so well, if your mates are on holiday here, obviously they're going to have a ball. You're here for a couple of weeks, you might as well do it. But you know yourself, if you're living somewhere, you're not going to be doing it every night. You get tired. But I said, John Paul, thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your contribution. You're a real supporter of this channel and the big picture. It's great. Thank you so much indeed. But I've been in what's the Soy Cowboy twice. I've been in what's the street? What's it? Cowson Road once. And that was just about a year ago. I was here 10 years before I went down there. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But Cowson Road is Cowson Road. I mean, big, loud music. You can't sit and enjoy. I'm nearly 60. You can't sit and enjoy a beer. You know, it'd be great for younger people if that's what they want. But for me, it's tourist stuff. And Soy Cowboy is just that. I mean, where would you get the if you go there, if you've seen Soy Cowboy once, you're not. I don't know. Some fellas might frequent that, but it wouldn't be for me. Where are we? Your head would be buzzing. Yeah, it would. Bob Smith, what was your budget when you first came to Thailand? Good question. I'll be honest with you, I had 120,000 euro on me. And I still have some of that, but you wouldn't need all of that. But I'd say you need about $100,000 euro to if you really want to get yourself set up. You buy a property for that. You'd have your visa money in the bank for that. You might buy yourself some transport for that, and you'd be attractive to a woman for that. You know, that's the way it goes. Don't take that shite. I don't. I'm thick-skinned. John Paul, opening the till for the host. Yes, thank you very much, John Paul. I really appreciate it. There's only two words for tea, cha and tea. I suppose there is, but the Spanish say te, and the Russians say chai. I don't speak Russian, but I know some Russian people, and hablo español un poquito. Keep it real, Tim. I was sent a link about the worst place to live in the UK, Middlesbrough, where the kids from 10 years old, drug running, every teenager carrying knives. What is going on in the UK? I saw this thing about Weston-super-Mare, as I said just before this. It's hard to believe. There's nowhere in Thailand, like you're describing Middlesbrough, there's nowhere in Thailand. What I saw on that Weston-super-Mare thing, there's nowhere in Thailand like that. There's nowhere. You don't get middle-aged guys drinking cheap beer out of cans, standing in the middle of the street in Bangkok, shouting abuse at people. And the reason for that is that the government here doesn't provide social welfare. So if you haven't got money, you don't eat. You've got to be productive, you see. So you have a lot less people standing around the street corners drinking beer during the day because they're on social welfare over there. There's no social welfare over here. And that's the reason for that. That's part of the reason for that. LK Bart, there's only two. Yeah. Keep it with him. I was sent a link about okay. And Lumpany Life had an incredible experience. Rented an Avis car in Chiang Mai and drove down through rural areas, River Kwai. Oh, Hoi in Krabi, Phuket. Incredible. However, so dangerous for Farang. And that was quite. I presume you're talking about the fact that the roads are dangerous here. They are extremely, extremely dangerous. And one of the only thing in my favor is they drive on the left. Of course, we drive on the left in Ireland as well. So that was the only thing in my favor. But you tend to drive the way they do. I still don't enter roundabouts without looking. They do. They just go straight onto a roundabout without looking, and you've got to yield. You have to yield to the person shooting out in front of you. That's the if you want the Thai traffic, the rules of the road in Thailand, that's it in a nutshell. Yield to the person pulling out in front of you. There you go. That's the only incredible experience. Seamus Doherty, I much prefer Soy 4 to Soy. Yeah, 100 times over. 100. You can sit, at least you can sit in Soy 4. You can sit in Hooters. And the Irish bar, it's changed its name so many times. You can sit there and have a beer. You can have a beer. And I can tell you one thing. I have a very good friend in Soy 22. I've got three very good friends, three ladies, mature ladies. I met one in Wigwang Night Market one night, and Chacha's her name, and she's the owner of Ola Massage. And so just off Soy 22, opposite the Holiday Inn. If you watch the video, I've done numerous videos for them. She looks after me. I can tell you that with this. For doing, she's a very nice woman, in there one night with her drinking a bottle of wine with Jessica and her. You've probably seen Jessica on the if you're familiar with the Big Picture of Panorama. Myself and Jessica there sitting on the couch. I was after doing a video for her, drinking. She gave me a beer. She gave me a sing. I finished the sing, and then she comes out with a bottle of wine, 3 glasses. Wawa, the owner, and Jessica be said, knocking back the wine, you see. And then we went to TJ Sports Bar, and I did a video for TJ Sports Bar. It was a lovely woman, lovely woman. She gave me free drink when I did the video for her. She gave me a glass of Southern Comfort for free. It was lovely. Went in there playing pool all night long. I won't go into any more detail. It was a fantastic night. And then Cherry Massage, the lady in there, beautiful lady. They're so nice. Do you know that? You get an insight when you're doing this YouTube stuff. You can get an insight. I have an insight to the massage parlors on Soy 22. I know 3 of the mamzams or 3 of the ladies. They are so salt of the earth. It really is. It's a different world. I'll be going in again shortly to do another video, because it's great, because I have the girls on tap. You know, they're there and they just interview. Where are we? As much as keep it real. Many UK guys I know say the UK is finished. I agree with you. I have to agree with you. I don't want to cause any offense, but you look at the United States, and a lot of Americans have said, US guys have said this to me as well. I think the West is on a slippery slope. I'm not going to say, I don't want to get political. I just say social welfare provides people with people who have time on their hands to exist. And some people choose to spend that time buying drugs and drinking beer. And they get social housing. And if you don't own the house yourself, people don't necessarily look after the social housing. The estates are run down. And, you know, the place just begins, society begins to fall apart. And again, you got immigration. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I believe me, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I'm just saying in Ireland, people have gone nuts about immigration recently. It's not the cause of immigration per se. It's the fact that the EU's approach is just throw the people in willy-nilly. And look at Sweden. Sweden was one of the most peaceful places in the world. Now it's got one of the highest murder rates in Europe. I could be wrong, but in the actual statistic, but it has one of the highest murder rates in Europe. It's gone crazy. You're right. The West is on a slippery slope. Look at China. The Chinese girls I meet here, so polite. I meet them with their boyfriends, and there's no animosity. I get no animosity from Thais, none whatsoever. Can you tell us some of the funniest dating stories in Thailand? Oh my God, I'd be divorced. I'll just say that if you want to get ripped off here, you get ripped off. Well, I tell you one of the things that they do. You know, this is for sure. If you go onto a dating site, regardless what one it is, okay, and you see a picture of a girl that you can say it looks a bit fuzzy, well, that's a photo of a photo, and lots of them do this. They take a photo of what they looked like 20 years ago, and that's what they have on their profile, and that's what they have on their line. Line is equivalent to WhatsApp, as you know, and then you meet them and they look completely different. I mean, that happens a lot. That might sound funny, but that really happens a lot. And you'd feel like saying, you don't look like that. You know, it's like opening a tin of peas and you get a tin of carrots. You know, you're not getting what you paid for, but that's what they do. Look out for that. A photo of a photo. If it looks grainy, it's a photo of a photo. Stay clear of it. Just stay clear of it. They do it a lot. Where are we? Some friend Lumpany. Correct. People are wonderful. They are. OJ Energy. What are the best neighborhoods to live in Bangkok? Wig Wang for me. I know I live here. Anywhere around. Yeah, Wig Wang. The reason Wig Wang is so good, it's about 7 kilometers from Sukhumvit. You're on the MRT. You got access to the BTS because of that. You've got anything you want. You got Big C, you got McDonald's, you got Burger King, you got all these shopping centers within spitting distance. You've got Central La Prau, you've got Central Param Gao, you've got the street, you've got the other one, what's the name of it? I forgot. But there are oodles of things to do here. You've got what's it called? The market in Param Gao. Oh, John Frères. it's all there. So Wig Wang for me is the best place to live. Dave, Dave, are you still using the electric cycle? If so, what is the battery range? That's a very good question. It's about a year and a half old, and when I charge it full, it doesn't come up to the 3 bars. It only stays on the 2 bars. And I brought it out. I brought it out tonight. Where was I? This afternoon. And it was fully charged, but it only had 2 bars. And by the time I got back, it was down to 1 bar. We didn't go very far. So the battery life is about a year. But they're great. I mean, there's no tax, no insurance. I don't know how much the batteries are, but they're not that expensive. I just have to get a new battery for it. It's crazy. But what is your monthly budget? Oh, I can tell you. You'd probably go through. Oh God, I'd probably go through about 30,000 a month. Between my True Move bill, there it is, there in front of me. That's about 800. My phone bill is about 800. Car, 1,000 baht every couple of weeks, 2,000. So yeah, you go through 30 grand. If I enjoy myself. I go out and have a few beers. I enjoy myself. I do me food interludes on the Big Picture El Panoramas cost me a fortune. I met this Ukrainian girl, brought her out to dinner. I met this other girl up in Chok Choi Sea, paid for the dinner. My God, it mounts up. John Paul, I'm a bit of a pro on these dating sites in Thailand. Number 1 rule, always get them to video call you first. Stay wise. Well, that's it. That's what you got to do. Make sure you get to see the face, the real face, because you know what a few of them say? They send their bank account. I've lost my headphones. Actually, I don't know why I'm losing my headphones. No, yeah, it's okay. I thought I'd lost them. They have the cheek they say, before you meet me, send me 2,000. I've had numerous occasions like that. Tim, you're bang on, Dave, with the social welfare and benefits. Only exaggerate such problems. Drugs being the main. That's it. Because you have some social housing here that looks like social housing, and there's but you don't have the problems that social housing has in Europe because there's no social welfare. And you see, the flip side to that is the government here doesn't impose restrictions. If you want to go out and sell chicken on the street tomorrow, you can do it. It's not the black economy, it's the casual economy. So you just go out and do it. They're not going to ask you to satisfy any health and safety requirements or anything like that. They don't give a damn. So if you need to do something, you go out and do it yourself. And therefore, they're not standing around the street drinking beer. Simple as that. It's Crazy Fish. How long are you doing the live? Don't know. I don't know. It's we're just coming up to an hour, probably an hour and a half, I suppose. I'm not too sure. That's, you know what that is? Where is it there? That's a bit of stuff from the twine or the string of the amulets. Kids, do you have any time to nip down to 7-Eleven and get a Leo? I'm off the beer tonight. I just need to do that. I need to do that. I woke up this morning. I just didn't. I had a mountain of stuff to do. Editing. I had a mountain of stuff to do. I do the subtitles now on every video is subtitled. That was on the advice of my YouTube account manager, because you can't hear me talking because the girl has the microphone and it's hard to understand what she's saying. So I have to subtitle every word that's said, and it took me about 6 hours to edit one video. The next video, it's going up at 2:00 in the morning, by the way. It's scheduled, so it's gone up. It's called I Interviewed 5 girls, 2 lady boys, 5 Thai girls, 2 lady boys, and 1 Chinese girl, and they're all single. That's the name of the video. And they're all single. They're every single one of them. I was out on Thursday night. I got enough for 2 videos. This is the second part of Thursday night, and they're all single. John Paul, thanks again. Leo Fund, I appreciate it. I really, really do. That goes down. That'll go down very, very well. Make the Leo's takes very, very nice indeed. There's a million YouTubers in Thailand. It's a crowded market. There are. But each to their own. Whatever they want to do themselves. I think most of them are fairly unique. They contribute a lot, to people's understanding of Thailand. They all do their own thing. I do my own thing, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I was able to get this channel off the ground, because I needed a channel to vent. That's what it was. Like, the big picture is all. I describe the big picture as tabloid, and this is the serious business on Alpha Omega. Big picture's all fun and games and blah 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 and this, that, and the other. And but it's not the real time. You get to see real Thailand, but it's not the meat and potatoes. Hopefully this channel brings you just that. When I go up to Pontootini, for example, it drives me absolutely nuts. It's a nice place, don't get me wrong, but I have 2 computers here for what I do. If I had those computers up in Pontootini, I'd be happy. I'd be happy enough. I'd be able to do my editing and do all live streams and stuff like that, and drive down to Bangkok 2 or 3 times a week to do a video for the big picture. But I don't have anything like that up there. It's just I'm off the grid, and the missus loves it, and the whole family up there, and they're all talking Thai together. You see, none of our family speak English, and you're standing there like you're sitting there like a fool. And you have, even after 11 years, Pomput Prasatai Tuk Wan. I can speak Thai reasonably well, even though a lot of people say I can't. I can, in general conversation, when you're not in the heat of the moment doing the interviews. But when you're up there and they're all speaking amongst themselves, you feel very isolated. I've done a lot of videos about that. Which province has the best looking women? Well, they all say Isan. Any of the girls that I meet here that are fairly stunning, they all say Isan. And I'd have to agree with that. They have a certain look about them. Bobby Crush single is banging loads of men, but not in a relationship. I don't know. I don't know. Any girls and stuff. Watch the video tonight. I'm not just plugging it. I'm just saying to you. There was a beautiful girl at the very start. Her name is Bella. And I made friends with her online. I have her here. And just friends, because I'm married and I told her that. And but she's single and she's absolutely amazing. And there's another girl as well, Gina. She's single. There's another 2 girls, Dari and Mimi. They're both single. And Baifan, I'm not too sure if you're watching that video. I don't know if she's a girl or a ladyboy. The jury's out. There's another girl, Earth. She's definitely a ladyboy. And there's one Chinese girl called Kiki. I remember all the names because I spent 6 hours editing the video. It's a very interesting video. And it goes out at 2 a.m. Bangkok time on the big picture of Panorama. Singles over there. It's Crazy Fish at LK Bart 1. Udon Thani. Well, I've never been. I don't think I've been to Udon Thani, if that's where the good looking women are. It's like China. The girls that, any girl, good looking girl that I've asked where you're from, it's the place near Hong Kong. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Sam. Oh God, it'll come to me. Jean Paul, everywhere in Thai. Yeah, keep it real. Do Thais assume? Okay, John's Garage. Hello, John. Do Thais assume you cannot understand Thai? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they'll speak. They'll try and speak English to you, and then you try to rescue the situation. So look, Pomput Prasatai. I can understand if you're in 7-Eleven kind of situation. You can understand how much is that. And this is this. If it's not a full throttle conversation, you get by. But not okay. I'm catching up here. Tim traveled everywhere in Thailand. The best looking women are everywhere. Well, you got to say it. You got to say it. My head is usually on a swivel when I'm out and about. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I met a girl here in the apartment. I'm going to show you too. I asked her, did she want to be interviewed? And she said she would. This is a neighbor of mine. But just absolutely top notch. I don't know where she is there. Hang on. Did I send her the thing? That's her. So I'll just give you an up. That's a neighbor, and I've asked her, does she want to do an interview? She was sitting outside. So you find the best looking women everywhere. I hope that I don't get done for copyright on that. Excuse me. John Paul, TS Crazy, Bard, Udon Tani, officially on my list now. There you go. Macau, Grundong, Macau. I've never been to Macau. I'd love to go to Macau. Obviously, I'd love to go to Macau. It's a place to be. It's a gambling mecca, and wherever you have a place like that, it's probably like Las Vegas to a degree. Gongdao. Oh, that's the place. That is the place in China. I think that's the place in China you're talking. Yeah, that is what they're saying. Hello, Alpha Omega from London Cabby. Hello, London Cabby. Welcome aboard. Keep it real, Tim. Try Mukdahan, guys. 8 out of 10 women are absolutely stunning. There you go. All I'd say is Bangkok attracts them all. They're from everywhere here, and you see, people say to me, why don't go elsewhere from Wig Wang? Wig Wang is like a mecca. They got the Gashna shrine there, and people come from all over Bangkok to visit that shrine, and then they go and get their nails done, and you've got women that flock out. There's women from everywhere in that market. It's a magnet. And it just never stops. It's like a conveyor belt. Where are we? Keep it real. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 out of 10s. Yeah, I agree with you. J. Marco looks similar to Vegas, but feels way different. I'd imagine. Of course, I'd imagine. I think you're talking about the way that West is going downhill. The Chinese seem to have it sorted. You know, I've never been to Shanghai, but look, have you ever seen it? My God almighty. You know, these are mega cities, and they're really functioning. And safe, safety, because they don't have the same mollycoddle. And I'm not criticizing their own, but I'm just saying they don't have the same mollycoddle societies that we have, that pander to people. Look, obviously, having healthcare is essential. Having education is essential, but giving people money, see, the problem is, if you don't give people money in the West, what are they going to do? Because you have too many restrictions. They can't just set up a business by themselves without covering a load of red tape. Here, they don't have to do that. How similar is Vegas? Your line contacts list must be worth a few. Well, I tell you, I could go through the lot. It'd take me a while. I make friends with 3 or 4 girls every night. Friends, and a lot of them are drop dead. I'll show you a few if you want. I hope they're not watching. They wouldn't watch because they don't know that this channel exists. They only know about Big Picture. But this is one I met on Friday, or was it? It's Thursday night. That's Katia. There you go. Met her in the market. Where would you be going? Where would you be going? Where are we? The name of the market you mentioned. What's the name of the market you mentioned? The market. It's Wig Wang. I'll write it for you because it's not written the way it's pronounced. It's Wig Wang Market in Bangkok. Keep it real, Dave. Yeah, you in touch with the number 1 million views, William? Dave, are you in touch with the 1+ million views woman from Myanmar? The woman from Myanmar. I have a video. I've got a few videos with over 1 million views, and yeah, the one from Myanmar, that's the one. That one's called I Thought I'd Seen It All Till I Met This Girl, and she's just stunning. I met her once since then, and she was really friendly. I was in the market, and I interviewed her again. Oh my God, she was just an apparition. Literally jaw-droppingly beautiful. Jaw-droppingly beautiful. Oh God, she was lovely. So if you want to look for her, it's I Thought I'd Seen It All Till I Met This Girl. It's on the Big Picture panorama. It's got over. If you go to most popular videos, you'll see her. Go to the most popular, click most popular, and you'll see her. It's about the 3rd most popular video on that channel. London Cabby, wow. China is great fun. Dave, you touch with. Okay, London Cabby. China is great fun. There is an opportunity there. Ladies are great, very, very safe and more honest than Thailand. Yeah, I agree with you. I said that on the stream last night. They're just honest and open in terms of business laws, etc. I fully agree with you. I think China is a place that it's going to open up. I'd imagine in terms of Westerners wanting to get there, but I don't know how welcoming the authorities will be in terms of that. Quick Huang Market, yeah, that's me. It's Crazy Fish. Would you be meeting up for a few beers next month? I'll cover the absolutely Crazy Fish. Absolutely, just come to Wig Wang Market. My email address is in the description of every video on Big Picture El Panorama. Just drop me an email. And I'd love to do that. LK Bart 1, which country do you get the most views from? The United States. And it's not for this channel. I'm just saying the main channel. That's it there. Look, I got the plaque from YouTube. It's without a doubt. I think it's 56% US, followed by UK, and then India, I think, and then probably Canada, I think. Where are we? John Paul, great idea, Crazy Fish. Live stream it. So I'll be up to meet any guys who wants to come and have a few beers. We go to the Unique Bar. It's an absolute must in Wig Wang. It's on the 6th floor. You can see the whole of this side of Bangkok. It's really, really amazing. Abel is thanks for the market name. Honestly, I'm unsure why your channel has only 5,000 subs. It's one of the best in terms of commentary on life here as an expat. What's your opinion on your? Hang on, I'm trying to read that. There's a heart in the way. 1 second. They have these little. Oh yeah. What's your opinion? Why you're no, or why you're not? Why you don't have more subs? I don't know. I think that it's not sensational. It's not a sensational channel. It's not wow. And I don't do things like I think one of the best channels of Bangkok is the Canadian guy retired working for you. He knows his stuff and he goes into absolute detail, and people watch it because they get value from that. And that's an amazing channel. I always say I don't quote statistics. I just give you my own opinion. So my opinion might not be what a lot of people want. I don't know. I don't know the reason, but I just keep plugging away and let it build. The big picture just blew up because of the girls, basically. I was doing the videos during COVID because Wig Wang was open for business. If you look at the older videos, it's just music with the girls going by. They're all wearing face masks and they wave at the camera. And I subscribe to artlist.io. Okay. Sorry, my wife asked me to keep it down. My son is sleeping inside. But basically, that's the real life in Thailand. There you go. I started that channel like that during COVID and it blew up. I was getting hundreds of thousands of views on those videos. And then I changed the interviews because you have to ask people's permission. And that's why I use my channel ID. I always show the girls that, and they get them to scan the QR code before they're interviewed. And a lot of people, I get some negative comments saying I'm harassing girls. Well, I'm not. I present them with my credentials before we start, and I let them see the channel. But the reason the big picture is so successful is because it's sensational. It's wow, and that's it. And this channel is not sensational. It's raw. It's raw. Keep it real, Tim. Abel Dave has the 3 channels. So yeah, the 3 is about all I could manage. I did a video. I put up a video on BP EP2 this morning. Then I put up the same video with different music, just to highlight. It was a showcase, the BP, but I put it up on the Big Picture El Panorama. There's a video going up on Big Picture El Panorama in 3 hours from now. That's the one where I say I interview 5 Thai girls, 2 lady boys, and 1 Chinese girl. And we're all single. That's you should watch that. There's some really, Bella. Look out for Bella in that. Oh my god. She was something else. Where are we here? Rain and Blood 123. I actually only watch you on this channel. Thank you very much indeed. Keep it real. She was stunning. That's the girl, the Myanmar girl. The Myanmar girl in the 1,000,000+ views. I thought I'd seen everything until I saw this girl. She was just you couldn't imagine anything better. You just couldn't imagine it. She was just everything you could dream of in a girl. She's just stunningly beautiful, breathtaking. It's crazy. Have you ever had problems with Western women? Yeah, I have. That's a very good question. I can tell you now. I've had problems. I had these two. I won't say not because they're Dutch. It just happened to be Dutch. But I had these problems. These were two girls on holiday, and I just didn't. I just said, "Do you want to say hello to YouTube?" That's what I always say. And they stopped and they talked and they asked me what the channel was about. So I did what I always do. I presented them with the QR code. They said, "We're going to have a coffee and we'll look at your channel." I mean, you ask a Thai girl, she just says yes or no. But they wanted to go into detail, you see. So they did, went off and had a coffee. 15 minutes later or so, they came back. And they said, "This is not verbatim now, but this is what they said. We'd rather not, because you sexualize women on this channel, and we'd rather not be associated with a channel like yours." That's what they said. And I didn't try to argue. I was in sales all my life. You don't fuel an argument. Just get away from it, because you're not going to win. Even if you win, what's it worth? I let them go, But what I felt like saying to them, I don't sexualize women. All I do is point the camera. They sexualize themselves. And what's wrong with that? Anyway, there was 2 girls in Sukhumvit. 3 girls in Sukhumvit. One was Colombian, and I was surprised by this. And 2 were French. And they didn't know each other. I interviewed the 2 French girls and the Colombian girl on the same day. And when I got back, after putting the video up, I received 2 emails, because my email address is in the thing. They asked me to take them off the video because they didn't like to be associated with a channel like that. Thai girls never say that. They have a different attitude here, and that's what's so refreshing. I'm not criticizing European girls. Again, this is our culture in Europe. I think that I'm not going to criticize women. I don't want to, but I'm just saying European women are a lot different to Asian women in their attitude. A lot. It's a world of a difference. A world of a difference. That's a very good question. Very good question. Keep it real. Intelligent. Wow. Thank you very much. Marcus, 2 French girls were a nightmare. Yep, they were. They caused. I butchered that video because I had to take 2. When you see, by the way, when you put a video up on YouTube, you have the music and it's all continuous. But when you edit it on the YouTube, you're doing it live on the platform, and it's very it loses its continuity. It's choppy, and I think I ended up taking that video down altogether. There was another girl who lived in Australia for 10 years. And she had become westernized, Thai girl, and she asked me to take it down. It was incredible. Where are we now? Carlton, is there hope for Western women? I don't know. I would. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying that there's a big difference. John Paul. Some Western brides are lost in their privilege. That's why you have passport bros. That's very well said. That's very, very well said. I mean, I'm not criticizing Western girls at all, but that's a very good way of putting it. Lost in their privilege. J. Carl, individually, sure, but I think that we're generalizing, and you can't. Obviously, individuals are different. DLB, did the Colombian woman ask to be? She did. Can you give me a second? My son is crying there. 1 second. Harry, what's wrong? Okay. She's outside doing the washing. Okay. 1 second, lads. Hang on a second. Yeah. The missus is out there, and the son wants her. But look, I'll tell you, hang on a second. I got a 5-year-old there who won't go to sleep. The Colombian woman did ask to be removed from the video. Thanks. It's crazy. Is that the main difference with Western long-term girlfriend versus Thai? I've never been in a long-term relationship with a Thai. So, yeah, there's a huge difference between Western. All I'd say is there's a chasm of a difference between Western women and Thai. I just want to say, lads, my young fella there isn't going to sleep. We've been on for an hour. I'd love to continue on, but he's got to get up for school in the morning. So this is a very small Thai apartment, by the way. London Cabby 10. I see all the time in my taxi, especially middle class white girls. They are 35 plus, average looks, all holding out for the one handsome millionaire biker. Okay, and where are we? John Paul, about 4 stone in weight. And Seamus Darty, keep up the live streams. Listen, Seamus, listen, lads, I will. We've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Next time, we'll probably go a bit longer. But I just want to say thank you very much for being there. This is the start of something on this channel, and there's lots more to come. So have a great day, great evening, or great morning, wherever you are. And I'll see you again very soon. Sorry for ending abruptly, but I have to look after the young fella there. Thank you very much. And LK Bart 1, thanks. It's Crazy Fish. More live streams, please. Yes, coming soon. Once a week at least. Thank you so much for answering. That's Carlton. Thank you very much indeed, lads. I gotta go. Take care. Thanks again.